Selena. It's a vibe, baby. Oak Cliff girl, can't make you change my world. Damn, you're so fine, girl. Oak Cliff girl, put them heels on and rule.
Welcome to Selena's Couch, where you are welcome to be free to be yourself. So you can lay your head on my couch, on my pillows.
It's all good, we can do whatever we wanna do now. I'm in my bag right now, and I got a feeling, babe, yeah. You're gonna be my number one lover. Spending the night making love to each other, with the lights on top of the covers, just me and you, babe. And I feel like you're my
Love you to Reese's Pieces.
Get you a word. Nana nana boo boo.
Hey y'all, what's poppin'? I just want to do this topic. I'm on my way actually to after I finish this, I'm on my way to the gym to work out, and so I can be fit and fine. But I wanted to go on this topic, talk about this topic because we were kind of talking about it last night in the well, not last night, but yesterday evening. Afternoon, I think it was afternoon when I did the live I was talking about a lot of things, but one thing we got on about how some women and men can be promiscuous out here. Thank you, EJ. What's popping? Hey, just saying, I'm not from Georgia. Just saying, I'm from Texas, but shout out to the people in Georgia. Hey, Lionel, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that, Lionel. Like I said, this ain't gonna, you know me. I kind of hate being fake about a lot of things in this I would say in this time of my life. I'm just straight. I'm just gonna be straight with y'all, straight shooter, and and if it's a ouch, just say ouch. Ain't nothing personal, ain't nothing like that. But I feel like the whole culture around here, the 304 culture, is it's a little bit too prevalent. What's up, CP3? And in my opinion, you can be whatever you want to be. Oh, okay, you in Georgia, okay. And in my opinion, you can be whatever you want to be. You know what I'm saying? I don't try to tell people how to live their lives and then say, well, you need to do this, but I'm not trying to tell you how to live your life. But I do have opinions as well. And a lot of my opinions, some people may not like it. And the end of the day, the whole culture, to me, it ain't cute. Now, I'm really good. I really like when people are themselves, and they just tell you, hey, I'm a hoe or I'm a thought or whatever. At least I know kind of where to put you. You know what I'm saying? But it still don't make it cute to me. Hey, Lon Lon. And I don't think people should glorify it as if it's something like a badge of honor to be a 304. Be honest with yourself. Yes, be honest with other people about your lifestyle. But at the same time, I don't see what is honorable about being a thought or being a 304. I mean, thank you for letting me know so that I know not to fool with you. But at the same time, it ain't cute to me. But I wanted to tell you about this cautionary. Hey, Kenny Ken, this cautionary tale of this young lady. Her name is Precious Wilson. And she's doing what, young people do. They have like Lonnie say, hot girl summer. They having a good time. They drinking. I told you about the young lady that went to Mexico. And, they say her drink was laced and that, she didn't wake up the next morning. And young people now, men and women, and even some middle-aged people, they're acting like they're young, like really young. And I'm like, yo, high school, college days are over. It's okay to have a great time, but have some wisdom with it. You know what I'm saying? Don't be just totally stupid with being just having a good time and living that YOLO life as they call it. And it's nothing wrong with having a good time. I had fun when I was a teenager. I had fun, but I also had some standards too. There's certain things I just wasn't gonna do. When I had girls in my class that was having whole trains ran on them, I wasn't into none of that. Like, you ain't running no train on me. If I wasn't the type of person that drink or whatever until I got older and was able to drink or whatever, like 21. And then even then I didn't get drunk. But if you get drunk, that's cool. Just don't get behind the wheel. You know what I'm saying? Just don't act a fool, and then next morning you wake up, you wondering, oh, who did I offend? Who did I fight? Who, you just out thinking about all this reckless stuff that you be doing, and people are still doing it. And it's, I'm not gonna say it's okay when you're young. Hey, D Santana. Hey, Doc, Dolomite, how are you? Kenny Ken. I'm not saying that don't have fun. You should have fun. You should live your life because you only have once. But at the same time, use wisdom. Everything you shouldn't be out there doing, especially if it's reckless to your health. If it's reckless and it could take your life. That's what I'm saying. So, oh, you said who did I? Oh yeah, who did you deal with or whatever? And so some of these people, they sleep, they sit up there, they drink all day, have and take drugs, and then they wondering, who I slept with, like Lonnie was saying. And then you wake up, you could have AIDS, HIV, you know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of different things that people be getting into. And again, I'm not wanting to be the moral police to tell people, oh, you shouldn't do this because the Bible says that. Listen, I don't have a heaven or hell to put nobody in. So I don't want to ever come off like I'm telling people what to do with their life. I'm telling you, have a good time. But I'm also telling you to use wisdom while you're out there having a good time. That's all I'm saying. I'm going to share this story with you. Now, this young lady was a 22 years old. And she was proud to be a 304. And she would, go around, sleep with men for money and food, from my understanding, because it said proud BBW became 304 for food. Okay. So she was not only having sex for food, but she was having sex for money as well. And my thing is, what is going on with the culture today where this is being glorified? Is it because so many men and young women are having self-esteem problems? Is this because they have either been molested or sexually abused at home? Why do they feel like this is something that is cute? That's what I don't understand. Now, I can understand people that are sold into sex traffic without, their permission. That's something totally different, because there's a lot of young men and women being sold into sex traffic unwillingly. You know what I'm saying? But I'm talking about people that actually just go out there and do it, and they just throw caution to the wind. That's what I don't understand. So I'm going to show you this. Now I've got to but put some of this on. I have to silence some of this music. This comes from and I love some crime, and this is American crime, and I'm going to, let me see, I'm gonna have to silence some of this music.
It's celebrated.
And let me also put this under fair use, because for some apparent, hey Jay Smart, some apparent reason, hey CC, people be wanting to come up, they want to dox your page and stuff because of you not saying fair use. And this is fair use, copyright under section 107 of the Copyright Act in 1976. The allowance is made for fair use for purpose such as criticism, comments, news, reporting, teachings, scholarship, education, and research. Unlike some people, I don't do my reactions on just to cyberbully people and irritate people. I do it because it's a message behind what I'm saying. And let me go ahead and play this. So this is her shaking her booty. And as you can see, it's very wide. So this is this young lady right here, Precious Wilson. She is 22 years old. Now, all they're doing right now is playing music. But I just want to show you this. These are her pictures.
Was called to the 5,000 block of I-55 North, the Studio 6 Hotel, where a young female was discovered inside of a hotel room. She had suffered gunshot wounds to her body. She succumbed to her injuries. She was a 22-year-old female by the name of Precious Wilson. She was not from Jackson. She was from Memphis, Tennessee. Apparently, there was no forced entry into that hotel room, and she had some type of interaction, some type of transaction, or some type of encounter with someone, and they took her life.
22 years. So apparently this is someone that she invited in because, as you just heard, there was no forced entry into the room. So she allowed the person to come in. So this is somebody that she either knew or somebody that she had an appointment with. And you know what that appointment is.
Year-old Precious Wilson was a force to be reckoned with, bold, unfiltered, and unapologetically herself. She embraced her identity as a 304 and made
a pretty young lady, but unfortunately she didn't love herself. And then for some people will argue she did love herself because she was enjoying her life. Well, that's your opinion. I beg to differ. A lot of the times people do things for a reason. It's not because they enjoy it. It's because really they're trying to get some fulfillment out of it. They're used to being, some young women and men are used to being sexually abused. So this is sometimes the only thing they know. And even though it's something, a part of them that they wish they wasn't like that, but because of what has happened to them, they continue with it because that's what they know.
Sure, the world knew it. Whether people loved it, hated it, or just cringed, Precious didn't care.
Hey, chill.
She wore her big, beautiful woman pride like a badge of honor, sprinkling her social media with lewd humor and raunchy statuses. One of her many eye-catching posts, 304 ready to fuck for some food. It was funny to some, disgusting.
So you are sleeping for food. Now, I personally, I have never thought about doing anything like this with my body. I can't even phantom it. And to me, and now I'm not saying I'm any better than this young lady. I just made better decisions. But if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna be high class. I'm gonna be making some money. I'm not gonna be making no little $150. Like I'm gonna be doing high scale. What they call it? They don't even call it prostituting in certain, levels. They call it escorting, and or sugar babies or something like that. I'm gonna be making some money, and I'm not gonna be working and saying I'll give you this for a cheeseburger. But see, this is the mentality of some young people because of what they have been through, and they do not have critical thinking. They don't understand that their life is in danger when they go do things like this, when they live life like this. And this is what happens. This is the society we live in. And people now are glorifying this. They're like, I'd rather be a hoe. I'd rather be a thought than be bored or whatever. I don't know what the hell these people be on. But again, I don't want to come off judgmental because everybody has a different story. But at the same time, I still don't think it should be glorified. You shouldn't have a badge of honor having a lifestyle like this.
To others, and exactly what you'd expect in a culture that glorifies sex work and hot girl antics. But no matter how you felt about it, Precious was living life on her own terms. Until February 26th, when her lifestyle caught up with her. That night, Precious agreed to meet up for sex at a Motel 6 and never made it out alive. No one should be surprised that glorifying a dangerous lifestyle ended in tragedy. This wasn't just another case of gun violence. This was a preventable death, a stark warning about the dangers of transactional sex, meeting strangers, and engaging in high-risk encounters with men you barely know. Festus Wilson may have embraced the chaos.
She is from Memphis, Tennessee. And Randy, you know, and I don't want to be offensive to you, but there is some young women and men that have stopped prostituting. They stopped living that kind of reckless lifestyle, and they are living productive lives. So people can change if they choose to. People can decide that, you know what, I can do more with my life. I don't have to do this to make money. But on the flip side too, you know, I do have grace for some people, because some people do it because that's all they know. They don't know, they haven't had nobody like to take their hand and just, or really kind of, I would say, feed into their life to let them know that you don't have to do this. I can help you find a better life. And then the some have, and they just don't want to do it. They just enjoy what they do. They enjoy, because I've seen a lot of not testimonials, but interviews with prostitutes that do enjoy sex. So that's something that they enjoy doing. They, you know, and you know, to each his own. I just don't know how I can sit up there, like maybe some, you know, hyenas on here have, maybe, said that I was the one, you know, that was a whore, because I can't have all those dicks in me. I've never been that type of person. From being a teenager, you know, I didn't even think about having sex as a teenager, because I lived at home. And my daddy would not only kill me, he would kill the boy. So I didn't even think about none of that in high school. You know what I'm saying? So even when I got to college as in the 20s and all of that, I never was like that. But it's some women that enjoy, and some men that enjoy having sex, you know, and we all, you know, that's something pleasurable. Don't get me wrong. But some people get into it for a business or a sport that they enjoy doing. It's like a hobby. And I don't know what this young lady had going on. I don't know her personally. I don't know her story. But there's something that had to be going in her psyche for her to feel like this was something that the only thing that she could do was to eat and shake and twerk and and lay on her back. Like, it's something mentally wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? Because she's 22 years old, so she has full potential to do anything, and she don't have to go to college. She could have did a trade. She could have did, you know, a hair or whatever she enjoyed doing to make money. She didn't have to go this route.
But in the end, the chaos swallowed her whole. And while some may mourn her,
Yeah. Hey,
others
Ryan.
will see
Hey,
her
Steve.
story as a cautionary tale. Because while she lived unapologetically, she also died unnecessarily. Welcome.
Thank you, C Child. And I'm saying, hey, Randy, I'm not saying nothing bad about that. You know what I'm saying? As far as like, that's my choice, and I keep saying my choice. Don't get it, you know, we're not perfect. I'm not perfect, you're not perfect. So that is my choice. That they don't have anything to do with nobody else. So don't get offended. See, that's why I don't like really having conversations like that, because I'm not trying to get people in their feelings. I'm just trying to get people to think. I'm not talking about what other people, you know, I'm not so much saying, oh, you're wrong. It's not cute to me. That's me. That ain't everybody in the whole world. So if I have an opinion on it, hell, I have an opinion like everybody else. So I'm not trying to say people are the worst people in the world just because that's what they choose to do with their life. You can do whatever the hell you want to do with your life, but people gonna have their opinions. Just like people will have opinions about my life not doing it. Thank you, C Child. So please, people, don't get in your feelings, because I'm not trying to come at nobody. I'm really not. So, and my business is not to tell you what to do with my life. But if I have an opinion on how I see it, that's my opinion. Just like how when people say They don't agree with people that have an alternative lifestyle. If you don't agree with it, that don't mean you a hater. That just means you don't agree with it. You get what I'm saying? So let's just use some, let's just be adults about it. That don't mean we just, I hate people and because of this, because at the end of the day, we all are human. We all have blood. We come from, have the same blood. We gonna die. Everybody gonna die. That's something that is common in humankind. Okay. So I'm not putting myself above anybody, if that's what you're thinking. Because and I will give people the floor for a few minutes before I go to the gym to come up if you got something to say. But you know what I'm saying? Don't think I'm trying to judge you or whatever. But anyway, people can do what they want to do, but they don't stop me from having an opinion. People have had opinions about me. It don't make it right, but that's their opinion. Thank you, Federal TL. You said we can see potential. Yeah, I'm just saying I can see potential in young people. Thank you, EJ. I can see potential in young people. And some people, sometimes they don't have to go that route. But again, everybody has a story. And we don't know people's story. We don't know what they've been through. So that's why I said I do have grace for a lot of things that people go through and what they, are doing, because you just don't know people's story. So that's all I was saying. But I just wanted to touch bases on this story.
Welcome to the American Crime Femicide channel. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for future uploads. In today's culture, promiscuity isn't just tolerated, it's celebrated. Social media feeds are flooded with half-joking, half-serious declarations of 304 life, and Precious was no exception. She didn't just dabble in it, she embraced it, owned it, and made it her brand. Her timeline? A shrine to sex talk, raunchy jokes, and oversharing. Some found it funny, some found it cringy, and some just kept scrolling. No one publicly checked her. No one pulled her aside to ask, "Sis, are you okay?" Instead, they hit the like button, laughed, or kept the engagement going. One day, she was making bold declarations about her skills. The next, she was bragging about the 304 life. And then, of course, sharing her preference for big guys over skinny dudes.
So, with anybody that believes in YOLO, and that, basically that's living your best life and doing what you want to do. We're free to do that. Why? Because we have free will. That's what we came in the world with, is free will. But we cannot deny that there's consequences with us having free will, right? Can we not? Or yes, I don't know. Or no, right? So any of the posts and seeing what the girl was doing, do anybody see anything wrong with it? Or is it like, oh, just do what you do? I see something different. I see something like, I need attention. I want attention. Look at me. That is a basic need that every human being wants to be known. Every human being wants to be loved and accepted, right? Those are the basic needs that mostly any human being will want, unless they're a robot or they're just a psycho killer, right? So do anybody see anything wrong when people do things like this? Or do y'all kind of just say, well, that's her life? That is her life, because she has free will. She can do what she want to do, right? But does that make it okay, though? And then some people say, well, it just depends on your standards. What is your standards? Do you have any standards? Right? I'm not saying people that are into the sex work should be thrown away. That is definitely far from what I'm saying. And if anybody puts that on me, you lying from the pits of hell. I'm not saying these people are trash. I'm not saying these people are the worst people in the world. That is definitely not what I'm saying. But I do see to an extent that it could be a issue. There could be not only a spiritual issue, it could be a mental issue. Enough of our, especially Black young women and men, have not been taught or have not been shown love in homes. And it's not just African Americans, it's all over the board. People don't have, to me, because I work in the school district, I understand and see that a lot of these kids do not have anybody giving them a hug at home. Number one, the parents can't, because most of the time you have one parent in the home that's working 2 or 3 jobs just to make ends meet. So the child is left at home most of the time with no parental guidance, monitoring, or nothing. Most kids are raised by foster care. And when they leave foster care at 18, they don't have nowhere to go. So they go to the streets. They either sell products or they go to stripping. They go to prostituting because it's easy money. Do you not think I have grace for something like that? Do you not think I will have an understanding to understand that I can understand why this person is in the situation, but that doesn't mean that that person needs to stay there? That's just my opinion. Does anybody see anything wrong with any of these texts? I'm just curious. Hey, Phoenix, what's good? Hey, Billy. And this is just real talk. I will put down my link if anybody. Please stay on the subject. We're not going to deter from and detour to another topic. Because I see that's what people like to do. We're gonna stay on topic. And you say reach your super chats. EJ, thank you. You said you just keep in mind that a hit dog holler. You always holler when you say things that trigger them. Okay. Everyone didn't grow up the same. A lot of females that do this come from the ghetto and didn't have a father in the house growing up. Right. I understand that. You said you can take 5 girls off the street and give them a job, a good home. One might leave because the streets feel exactly. And I talked about feeling comfortable. You say, it's okay. I seen the story. She became a 304 for food and got killed. Okay. You said, I don't, Selena, don't second guess bullshit when it's right in front of you. Okay, the culture shift comes from strong propaganda. Hey, T-Rail. Hey, Martin. We see it as sick, but some people have dreams of being a sex worker. It's mental. Wow. You said she was a wild fat dude's. Okay, yeah. She liked the certain type of men to sleep with. Okay, so let me keep going.
It started off as just wild posts, but eventually it became her entire lifestyle. What began as casual online antics turned into a full-fledged identity. She wasn't just playing into the hot girl culture, she was drowning in it. But reality hit hard on February 26th when the same lifestyle she proudly repped online caught up with her in the worst way. That night, Precious drove over an hour to a seedy Motel 6 in Memphis to meet up with a man she barely knew, Paris Porter, a stranger from Jackson, Mississippi. The details are still unfolding, but police have confirmed that a transaction was involved. Whether it was a setup, an argument, or just bad luck, Precious never left that motel alive. She was shot multiple times before her killer fled.
Jackson police are investigating a homicide after a woman was found dead at the Studio 6 Hotel on I-55 North. Police have identified the victim as 22-year-old Precious Wilson of Memphis, who was found shot at the hotel. Jackson Police Chief Joseph Wade said there were no signs of forced entry into the hotel room.
And she had some type of interaction, some type of transaction or some type of encounter with someone, and they took her life.
Wade also said surveillance video shows a man with dreadlocks, but did not say if he was entering or leaving the room.
So I want to first talk about the incident that happened last night at around 11:30. Jackson Police Department was called to the 5000 block of I-55 North, the Studio 6 Hotel, where a young female was discovered inside of her hotel room. She had suffered gunshot wounds to her body. She succumbed to her injuries. She was a 22-year-old female by the name of Precious Wilson. She was not from Jackson. She was from Memphis, Tennessee. Apparently, there was no forced entry into that hotel room, and she had some type of interaction, some type of transaction, or some type of encounter with someone, and they took her life.
When did this happen? It happened February the 26th of 2025. This happened. So it just happened recently. You know, this kind of stuff really makes me sad. And that's why I said, you know what, if it's something that I can do or help somebody, that's why I got into a group that helped the young women from like preteens, like from 12 to 18. I got into a group that I will be helping and mentoring young women, because I'm really sad because of stuff like this. I don't know if this could have made a difference if she had somebody in her life that could pour into her and let her know that she's worth more than what she's doing. And this kind of stuff, it really upsets me, because people want to take this lightly, like, okay, she's enjoying her life. She's not enjoying her life. You can tell with what she's doing. She's either doing it to survive, or she's doing it because she knows nothing else, and she's comfortable in it because she doesn't think any more of herself. That's what I see. Now, I could be dead wrong, but if she would have had maybe somebody to pour into her life, it could have changed. It could have made her life go into another direction. And all I'm saying is, if you, and I know some people don't want to fool with other people's kids, because it can be a kind of a thin line with that kind of stuff, because, you know, some parents are crazy. But if there is somebody that you see around you, whether it's in your family or somebody that you just run into, and they're going down the wrong path, if you can do something to help them or give them some type of guidance, do so. Don't just let them fall by the wayside and just say, oh, it's just another lost soul. Do something about it. That goes for me too, because this is happening too much. And it's not just young women, it's young men too. They're dying senselessly because they don't know any better. They don't have anybody to let them know that they don't have to go this way. I thank God that I had people in my life, because I could have went down any type of other road except the road that I'm on. Instead of people putting so much emphasis in how they look and how to keep their life all together, reach out and help somebody else every now and then. And those that don't want to be helped, they just won't be helped. But some people just need somebody to say, hey, I see you. Hey, let me help you. Let me show you that I'm not here to use you. I want to help you. You know, and you'll find out that some people do want help. They just didn't have anybody to reach out and ask them. You know, so this kind of stuff, it just really bothers me. It's like, I don't, what are we doing? You know, we're so concerned about everything in our lives that we can't reach out and help somebody else behind us. That's all I'm saying. Hey, Easy.
We're soliciting help from the public. We do have some surveillance footage. We do know that it's a black male that wears dreads.
Within 48 hours, police tracked down Porter, arrested him, and charged him with her murder.
Police arrested a man accused of killing a Memphis woman at a Jackson hotel.
That's right. This evening, officers arrested 24-year-old Perez Porter in connection to the death of 22-year-old Precious Wilson. Police first responded to that homicide at the Studio 6 Hotel off I-55 North yesterday. Wilson was pronounced dead at the scene. Porter has been charged with murder in that case.
Swift justice? Yes, but justice doesn't bring back a mother. Because in the end, that's what Precious was, a mother. In 2020, she had a son, a little boy who now has no mother, no grandmother, and a future forever altered. A little boy who will grow up wondering how his mom, who once flooded social media with jokes, selfies, and explicit posts, ended up dying alone in a cheap motel room. The truth is, it wasn't bullets that ended her life. It was a lifestyle. A lifestyle romanticized, joked about, and normalized until it became her reality. And now she's gone. This isn't about shaming her. This is about a culture that pushes women into glorifying a life that, in reality, is dangerous, lonely, and often deadly. No amount of internet clout is worth what Precious lost.
Yeah, you better not be recording me. I swear to God. I swear to God. I swear to God. Yo, why would you do your favorite like this? Yo,
I ain't even recording. I'm recording this.
You not move that speaking about it.
Therefore, what?
As her family prepares to lay her to rest, keep them in your thoughts and prayers. But more than that, let this be a wake-up call. Because in the end, likes and laughs don't save lives. May Precious Wilson rest in peace.
Well, that was the story of Precious Wilson, another cautionary tale, another soul that is gone from this earth. She left behind a child, a son, and all of the legacy that he will see his mother is these past posts of her talking about having, sex for food and twerking in the camera. That's the legacy that she left for her son. Right. Again, this is not even funny. And I want to say hello to Nature, Nature Over Everything, Pinky Pink, Goten. Who else came in that I didn't? John, how are you, John Thomas? EZ, and Young Griaz, thank you for coming through. Infiltration of our original culture by wicked money, hungry people pushing alternate lifestyles, holding us hostage, tying our hands. You said the only people who suffer in these situations are illegitimate children that are born, nor in some cases aborted. And I have heard some, hey El Boogie, I've heard of some people, like Lonnie was saying, that are pretty well off and they go into this lifestyle because it's risky. It's something fun to them. I kind of wonder about that, because it's like, well, you've been raised up in a very affluent household. You probably came from two parents, and then you get into this type of lifestyle. It's maybe they get on drugs, and then they have to their family excommunicate them from the family. They go out to the streets and they make a living by doing that. And then some people that come from affluent I would say affluent households, they get into it because it's a thrill. They like that thrill seeking kind of feeling. I don't know. Hey, Angelo. So I don't know. I did put the link in the chat. That this was something should promiscuity be tolerated? You know, uh, it, or is it just a glorified lifestyle? Does people glorify this even more? Being promiscuous, like, is this something that you think that even more that people are getting into? I look at all of the oh yeah, it's spring break. I look into a lot of the like athletes and things like that. They always seem to find, and mind you, every woman that's on OnlyFans is not doing like adult kind of content. Maybe some of them, or just show. I don't know what they're doing because I don't have OnlyFans, but everybody basically is not a hoe. You know what I'm saying? Let's just call a spade a spade. But when they do get with these women that have that type of, they have that status of being kind of out there, being with multiple men, and then you want to break up with her and say, oh, she a hoe. Well, she was a hoe when you met her, but because she looked good, you went ahead and went on with it because she, checked all your boxes physically, and you had nothing, you had no other requirements, as far as like, oh, she had to be a good heart, have a good heart. She had to have, kick and carry a good conversation. She had to be a caring, that kind of stuff that you look for in a potential mate that most people overlook. They just go by what they see, and then when they see it, and they knew that this woman been with this basketball player over here, that football player over there, she been with a singer, she been with a rapper, and then you get mad if she cheat on you, or you don't know who baby that is, and then you want to call her a hoe. No, you a hoe. You a hoe too. Let's just keep it real. You know what I'm saying? You a hoe, you messing with a hoe. So both of y'all hoes at the end of the day. Both of you. Don't put it all on the woman. Some, you a hoe too. It's men whores and it's women whores, right? So let's just, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Don't sit up there and make it to where it's all women being out there in the streets. It's men that they had to sleep with somebody, okay? And like I said, people can do what they want to do. It's their body, it's their life. But is it worth it? Is it worth it? Nobody wants to come up. You said the succubus is no different from the incubus. Yeah, they both suck the life out of you. They suck the life out of you. And more of our young people are becoming more sexualized. I talked about this. Maybe I don't know if you guys remember this. Y'all remember when I was telling y'all about the third grader, one of the third graders at my school? I think it was last year. She was caught in I think she was caught in the restroom. This is from what other teachers were saying. She was caught in the restroom giving another third grader boy oral sex. Third grade. This is not somebody that's in high school, not even somebody in junior high school. They are starting earlier, being very sexual. I don't know if it's something that these kids are seeing. I don't know if it's something that they are experiencing themselves, because you have these older cousins and these weird uncles and aunties. Y'all remember the story? I don't know if you ever watched Whitney Houston's biography. Well, they have it on Netflix. One of her older cousins that was a woman molested her. So that kind of confused her. She didn't really know she wanted to be with a man, but she also had feelings and attractions to women. So maybe Whitney Houston, maybe she didn't consider herself bisexual, probably, but at the time, because it was at that time, in her time, it was taboo. you know what I'm saying, to be gay or to be bisexual. But she was molested at a very young age, and it kind of confused her. She didn't like the feeling. She was embarrassed by the feeling, but it was something that she also liked. See, a lot of young people are exposed, you know, as young, we're all sexual beings. You let me see yours, I'll let you see mine, that kind of thing, you know. But when it goes beyond that, you're opening the door to being a little bit more curious. And once you start being more curious about things, you start experimenting with other people, you know, other kids, and sometimes kids with adults, because you have some sick adults that go out there and target children. And I have no sympathy for you know, people that are adults and they molest little children. You need to get a rope on your neck and be hung, or like they did. What was that? I think it was a week ago. I'm trying to think, what state was it in, because Lonnie had put it up there, and I saw it on her community wall, and I went and did and saw the video. I forgot what state it was in, but they did a firing. They did a firing round, a couple of firing rounds on this prisoner that was on that was going to be executed, and they killed him that way, you know. And I forgot what it was called. I'm gonna see if I can find it, because I thought it was very interesting. I have never, let me stop. I have never heard of anything like that, where they had the prisoners to be shot like that. And I think they were shot with AKs, but I don't know. You know, I'm not gonna sit up there and lie on that. But the prisoner that was shot multiple rounds. Because I said, what the hell? And that's what I think a lot of these pedophiles need. Let me see, prisoner executed. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, it was this. Let me see if I can share this with y'all, because I said, what in the world? I'm like, well, you know, that's how some of these pedophiles need to be killed. Excuse me.
On live now from Fox. As promised, that press conference is getting underway of the South Carolina inmate who was set to be executed by firing squad. Let's listen.
Yeah, by firing squad. So it was in, yeah, Easy said it was in Carolina. I think it was South Carolina.
The execution was performed at 6:05:50 by a 3-person firing squad and began. He was pronounced dead by a physician at 6:08 p.m. Sigmund, 67, was sentenced to death in 2002 for murder and burglary in the deaths of David and Gladys Lark. Sigmund used a baseball bat to beat the Larks to death in their Greenville home, April 27th, 2001. Sigmund's last statement was read to witnesses by his attorney and is as follows. I want my closing statement to be one of love and a calling to my fellow Christians to help us end the death penalty. An eye for an eye was used as justification to the jury for seeking the death penalty. At that time, I was too ignorant to know how wrong that was. Why? Because we no longer live under the Old Testament law, but now live under the New Testament. Matthew 5:38-39 says, quote, "You have heard that it has been said, an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. But I say unto you that you do not resist an evil person. Whosoever shall smite me on the right cheek, turn to him the other one as well." Romans 6:14 Quote, for sin shall not have dominion over you, for you are no longer under the law, but under grace.
That's all good and all, and I hope that he did change his life, but he brutally beat two people that were laying in their bed with a bat. Okay. And I believe that we should forgive, but I believe that whatever your crime is, that's what your consequence should be as well. And it is what it is. I believe in the Old and the New Testament, but I really got to be honest with you. I'm an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. Okay. Now I hope he got his life together and he, and whatever. But those two people that he hurt, that he killed, will never come back. Okay. So that's my opinion on that. I could be dead wrong. Again, I do believe that, certain situations we need grace. And maybe he got grace on the other side, but you can never take back when you take somebody's life, especially when it's not in self-defense. This was some people that he knew, I guess, or didn't know, and went into their homes while they were sleeping, okay, and got a bat and bashed their heads in. So I'm sorry if maybe my, heart is not where I'm like, okay, well, yeah, maybe they shouldn't, kill him, execute him. Believe you, what you put out is what you get. And that's also in the Bible, reaping what you sow. So we can say scriptures to make certain situations sound good and feel good, but at the end of the day, the universal law, whether you're a believer, a Buddhist, a Hindu, Confucius, whatever you believe in, or atheist, the universal law says you reap what you sow. And in Buddhist terms, it's karma. So either way, you're going to get it back. That's just my opinion. Hey, Channel Forbes. Now, I don't know. And that's how I feel about some people that are out there abusing children. It's just certain things that should not have crossed your mind. So, and that is one of the things that, you just going out and killing somebody. They did nothing to you. They haven't violated you in no kind of way. And you just feel like, I want to go out there and do it. Nah, I ain't buying it. Like that ain't, yeah, we ain't doing it. Like, reap what you sow. So he got what he sowed, and maybe God has grace for him after he changed his life. But unfortunately, those people can't come back from the dead. And that was somebody's parents that he killed. And the daughter was in the hearing when they gave him the judgment to be executed. So the daughter said that she could never get her parents back because of his actions. And I kind of want to do a live on that because I was kind of curious on why he did it. Or did he know the people, or did he just randomly pick a house? Because you do have people that are psycho killers, that are evil, that just randomly just choose anybody and, to go at, So I was kind of curious about that when I finish this.
End quote. Nowhere does God in the New Testament give man the authority to kill another man. That is why the Bible is divided into the Old Testament and the New Testament.
Reaping what you sow, that is where that's in the New Testament. So, people like to make things sound good for their situation. like when people say do not judge, and depends on how you interpret it. The Bible says be perfect for I am perfect. That means be maturing. In some versions of the Bible, and in some versions of the Bible, is be perfect. So it's how you interpret. But I notice how people like to make the scripture fit their sin. So, either way, regardless that God gives us forgiveness, we still have to reap the consequences for our choices. That's just how I see it. But I don't want to get too far into that because that's another lie. But I want to show you what some of these pedophiles need to do, what needs to be done to them, in my opinion. I'm sorry, I don't have grace for people that harm children. I don't. I believe that, forgiveness has its place. But I do believe that whatever the crime is, it needs to be done to you. That's what I believe. That's my opinion. Okay. Everybody has their own opinion. I hope that you guys got something from this live. Like I said, unfortunately, Precious Wilson didn't have the time to change her life. And hopefully that if we find young people that are like Precious, and even though I consider myself a young adult, I still, there's people that's younger than me that might need somebody to help them or might need somebody to encourage them, and I seen Jay Smart said they have to ask for help. Some people don't know how to ask. They know they hate their situation, but they don't know how to come out of it. They don't know. They just don't know, and I'm not trying to make an excuse for people, but some people are like that. You know what I'm saying? Because they have not had nobody to really pour into their life. You know what I'm saying? So I had people, because some of you guys know that I wasn't raised up with my biological mother, but I had a whole bunch of mothers in my life. I had a whole bunch of aunties and women that poured into my life. And some women that, in some periods in my life where I was struggling a little bit, sometimes I had women to say, can I help you? Is there something that I can give you advice on? Or they might see me going down a road that may, they like, okay, this is not you. This is not what you've been taught. So what's going on with you? Sometimes you just need to ask people, even though people may know I'm going down the wrong direction. Some people going to the wrong direction so fast that they're not even thinking. They don't even give themselves time to think because they're just going down a reckless path. And it takes people sometimes to be like, hey, I see you going down this path. What's going on? What can I help you with? What can I show you? How can I pour into your life? And I've had people to do that. So sometimes it does take people to reach out to other people, and then there's some people that just do not want help. And that is unfortunate. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if Precious, if she would have been open, or if she did have people to actually reach out and ask her. And she just said, nah, I'm good. And she knows she wasn't really good, So like I said, warning comes before destruction. And unfortunately, people don't take heed to it. You know what I'm saying? You said, if I may ask, what happened to your biological mother? If it's too fragile, then disregard the question. Okay. I will say this. My mother was deceased. It's not that she didn't want to be there. She couldn't be there. Okay. And that's all I will say on that. But yeah. But yeah, life happens to all of us. It's about our decisions at the end of the day. There is right and wrong put before us every day. What we choose is on us because we have free will. So unfortunately, some people are ignorant of it and some people just don't give a damn. I think it's sad to be both, to not give a damn and to just be ignorant of your life or your choices. So if you can find somebody that you can help, if somebody comes to you and that, or if you see somebody that needs some, you see them going down the wrong path, and you know that you can maybe pour in some knowledge to them, please do. You know what I'm saying? And that goes for me as well. I always put it back on me, never just always other people. It's for me too. Thank you guys. It's a like death is a part of life. Said baby, where my kids at? Thank you, Russell. What did I do with your? What I put on here? Oh, let me put a heart on it. Yeah, thank you, Jay Smart and C Child. Like I say, regardless, with me not having my mother, I'm pretty proud of myself and the woman that I've become. And it was nothing but God's grace that put the right people at the right time in my life. You know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, some people are not blessed to have that. But I was one of those that was. And I thank God for it each and every day. You guys have a blessed day. Okay, why you hiding people, CC? What's going on? You said, I agree. Some broke into my house. Okay, maybe she did this on accident. She probably did. Thank you. Oh, you did. Yeah, you did it on accident. You blocked Y. Thank you so much, Russell, for getting me to my goal. Yeah, shout out to my father. Shout out to the people, my uncles. Like I said, I had 8 uncles on my mom's side. I had 9 on my no, it was 9 on my dad's side and 8 on my mom's side. I had 4 aunts on my mother's side. Thank you, CP3. Okay, it's okay, CC. I know it was an accident. I had how many aunts on my father's side? I think I had 5 on my father's side. So I got 100 and something first cousins and 100 and something second cousins. So I've always been loved and taken care of. I have, and I'm not lying to you. I come from a very huge family. I have family all over. So I've always been blessed with people that love me. And shout out to my family, because I came from a very good family. That's why I said these people on here, they can't really, to be honest with you, they can't really make me feel away, because I know at the end of the day, the stock that I came from, and I came from a very good damn stock. Okay. I'm blessed. And who I am today, I'm very proud of it, because I could have went the other way. So shout out to my family. Talk to you guys later. Love y'all to Reese's Pieces. And I'm sorry why about that. It was an accident. So you should be good right now. Thank you so much, Jay Smart. I hope you guys like, share, and subscribe. And please don't get offended by some of my opinions. I can't help but to be myself. I've walked on eggshells for too long on here. So just allow me to be myself, and I'll allow you to be yourself and give your opinions as well. I'm open for discussions. I'm open for difference of opinions. And my goal is not to offend the people that I rock with, the people that support me. That's not my goal. My goal is not to just go around being a butthole. But if there's things that I don't agree with, if there's things that I want to speak on, I'm going to speak on it. But my goal is not to offend anyone. It's just to bring awareness, to bring encouragement to those that I can encourage. And yeah, I don't mean no harm, but I'm going to be me at the end of the day. I'm not walking on eggshells with nobody. So just like I don't do in real life. So I definitely stopped doing that on here, because I did that, I did that for far too long. And so if people can't accept that, you just can't accept that. It's okay. Everybody's different. Everybody have different opinions. One thing I will say, I hope that you get from any of this conversation, that I'm not trying to be like better than anyone because of the decisions that I have made. Again, if it wasn't for my family and the grace of God putting people in my path to pour into my life, I could have went any type of direction that was not positive. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think that I'm better than anybody. I just made better decisions at the time. So I hope that people get that in their mind, that I'm not thinking I'm pretty just Jesus Jr. over here, because I'm not that. So I just was raised to have a moral compass. And if people have problems with me having standards because they can't say or do anything towards me, then you're just going to have a problem with that, because any normal person has standards and should have a moral compass on how they want to see their lives, and if they can help somebody go to the right direction or go to another direction that will be more beneficial to them, then I don't see anything wrong with giving advice. So, and that's just how I see on the situation. But yeah, 2025, let's have a season of accountability. Let this be the season and year of accountability. Let this be the season and year of not putting up with the BS, and not walking on eggshells, and call a spade for, and call things for what they are, and not trying to cater to other people because you don't want to be counseled by people. I feel like this: if you're going to unsubscribe because you don't like what I say, you're not my type of people. No way. Because it's a lot of things, people that I support, that I don't agree with everything, but they still have my support because of who they are, you know what I'm saying, or who they come across to be. I'll say that, because we still don't really know people on this app. But love y'all to Reese's Pieces. I'm getting myself together and get on to that gym, y'all. Talk to you guys later. Bye.
Salina.
It's a vibe, baby. Oak Cliff girl, can't make you change my world. Damn, you're so fine, girl. Oak Cliff girl, put them heels on and roll.
Welcome to Selena's Couch, where you are welcome to be free to be yourself. So you can lay your head on my couch, on my pillows.
It's all good, we can do whatever we wanna do now. I'm in my bag right now, and I got a feeling, babe, yeah. You're gonna be my number one lover. Spend the night making love to each other, with the lights on top of the covers, just me and you, babe. And I feel like you're my
love you to Reese's Pieces.
Get you a word. Nana boo boo.